Why did World of Warcraft Season of Discovery fail so hard? Well, my name is JohnKirksDrie, or JKD, and here is my half-educated, wholly unresearched, but totally correct take on what really killed the Season of Discovery. For those of you not in the know, the Season of Discovery was basically a reboot of old school World of Warcraft, which is itself an MMORPG. And just like the recent reboots of your favorite franchises, much was left to be desired. The key feature of the Season of Discovery was these things. Wow, cool. Runes. So why add these things? What was the purpose of these runes? The answer? To make playing old school World of Warcraft an actual, enjoyable, suicide-free experience. You see, back in classic WoW, everything was dog shit. And I was there, so I can tell you from first-hand experience. There are this many classes in classic WoW. These are the ones that would even allow you to get invited into a group. And these are the subclasses or specializations that wouldn't immediately get you kicked out. Suffice to say, balance was all over the place. But not this balance. The other one. The good one, the concept, the balance. That's what I'm talking about. And that's where the Season of Discovery comes in. Blizzard decided to ask themselves for the first time, hey, what if we actually cared what our player base thinks? Aha, aha, aha. No, I'm serious this time, guys. Yeah, listen, I know the last time I said I was serious, I was joking. And yes, I acknowledge that is a bad precedent to set. And yes, I am partially at fault for that. All right, you got me. But let's, for real this time, let's give a shit. So, the developers or the devs as I like to call them because we're close, but not too close, not too close. There is no need to involve my probation officer, okay? Let's make that clear. The devs decided to yoink a whole bunch of spells and abilities from future WoW expansions where people actually play the game. So yeah, they took those spells and abilities and put them onto or into or carved into these things. Runes. So how this worked was you took one of these bad boys and you slapped them into your gear. And then whatever ability was on the rune, you had access to now. Some of these runes were powerful enough to let you play an entirely different role as that class. Wannabe pirates, woodcarvers, and practitioners of Wicca could now tank. Mages could heal now, and just like everything Blizzard's favorite child, and often at times seemingly only one, can do, they were the best at it. Sibling rivalry aside, many specializations read all. Wait, I don't think I'm supposed to say that part. Redo, retake. Many specs that were back in the day a complete fucking joke could actually DPS for real. No, seriously this time. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know that last time when I said I was serious about being serious, that I wasn't joking. I was in fact joking. You got me. All right. I'm an asshole. What are you going to do? Okay. And no, I will not change for anyone. Let's move on. All the shit specs got buffed, unless, of course, you were a balanced druid, ironically. I do not, nor do I wish to, remember how long I spent running from crocodiles in the wetlands to make out with that frog to get the Star Surge rune, only to fall into a deep depression when I saw that it did less damage than Wrath, my starting ability. At this point, my SoD experience was now the season of discovering that there is a place beneath rock bottom, and that one is filled with boomkins. This has actually just all been one giant preamble. I'm finally getting to the crux of my actual issue with SoD. Yes, it was absolutely necessary to go through all that. It would have went faster if you didn't ask me all those questions, though, so you really only have yourself to blame. get fucked. Blizzard wanted they wanted the runes to be discovered through gameplay, questing, new NPCs, rare mobs, random shit. And herein lies the beginning of the problem. Blizzard, knowing their community is a bunch of degens, understood that if the runes were too easy to find, all the discovering would have been done in a matter of hours. So they decided to solve it in the what only could be described as dumbest fucking way possible. They made shit hard. Do you know how difficult a problem or puzzle has to be so that hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that are working on it simultaneously don't instantly, collaboratively figure it out? The answer is very, very difficult. Like, you can't even data mine this shit difficult. Which means no individual player has a chance in hell at discovering many of these runes on their own, especially the ones on the harder end of the spectrum. And yeah, I get it. It's a community stylized event. But the hardest to find runes, the ones that took almost a week, if not more, those were the cool ones. Like the ones that opened up the new role for your class. Of course, unless you were a mage, and then you could get it at like level 10 or some stupid shit like that. These were the ones they showcased in that preview that sold SoD as this awesome, fantastical idea. So fuck me, I guess, and all the other moody, maladjusted, middle-aged men whose emotional development stopped when they hit puberty. Because the rune that took the longest to discover, and the one that personally sold me on SoD, the Warlock Tank rune, that one took, and yes, I am still mad, 7 fucking days. Stop asking me. And for those of you who didn't play, the way SoD worked was they decided to cut it up into phases. The first phase had a level cap of 25. Do you want to know how long it takes to level to 25, even in Classic WoW? Way less than 7 fucking days. That's how long it takes. Anyone even playing at a moderately average dad pace hit the level cap way before then. Which means you were done leveling for the phase, and likely done questing for the phase, which in turn means you probably had already ran the few dungeons available more than enough times to be sick of them for the rest of the phase. Any hopes or dreams that you or me, mainly me, primarily me, I really only care about me in this instance, had about discovering SoD for the first time through the eyes of some yoked out Giga Chad demon, it was gone. It was over. You missed it. Sorry. Nope, you don't get to do that. Nope, not you. Mages, yes, but not you, warlocks. So why not play a different class? Okay, two things. Okay. First thing, remember? I did try another class. One word. Crocodiles. Secondly, I, like most of the WoW player base, strongly associate with one class in particular. And for me, that is the angsty one that can summon demons. I identify emotionally, physically, and sexually with the Warlock. This is my go-to class archetype in any RPG, tabletop or otherwise, that I play, okay? My pronouns are Nether Lord. If you don't believe me, ask the lady at the DMV, and the supervisor, and the security guards. They will all corroborate. Does anyone not know how puzzles scale? Obviously, stop answering. That was rhetorical because clearly you fucking don't. The difficulty of puzzles does not scale linearly in a line. It scales logarithmically or exponentially, which means it doesn't look like that. It looks something like this, maybe. Whoop. And as you would expect, the skill of puzzle solvers also goes like whoop. On this end, you have the people that while you are trying to play chess, they aren't even playing checkers. They're out here trying to connect 4. While you move your first pawn, they're looking at the board with a stupid look on their face because they're trying to tic-tac-toe and are wondering where all the goddamn X's are. Then you have the people like me who can maybe solve a New York Times crossword puzzle in like 30 minutes to an hour, maybe, provided you get 2 cheats, and you do. That's allowed. You get 2 cheats. Everyone knows that. And then all the way up here, you have the people that work in the deep state, okay? And when they're not playing hide and seek with Elon Musk, they're cracking Enigma level ciphers for fun. The way this works is that a problem that would take the fraud, waste, and abusers up here a week to solve maybe would take me and you, but mainly me, 10 years, and you, 100 years. And the people that couldn't win a game of ladders and ladders down here, it would take them longer than the heat of the universe to solve. It is impossible for them, quite literally impossible. They will never ever solve it. And while the difficulty of puzzles goes like whoop, the puzzles themselves, like inside the puzzle, that's linear, and I don't mean in a straight line. I mean like a checkpoint race where you start at A, then go to B, and go to C. You can't just take an Uber to RST or XYZ when no one's looking. They watch out for that. You can't solve the second clue until you solve the first clue, and you could be right on top of the third, fourth, and fifth and not even know it. An analogy. Let's say you have a citywide fun run. Ignoring how oxymoronic that is, you have a wide demographic of people doing it. How many of those entrants do you believe have a legitimate chance of leading the race at any of the checkpoints? What's probably going to happen is that all of these checkpoints are going to be first cleared by one of the lizardmen of the Illuminati or the Freemason amphibians. And there are only 10 to 20 of those in a group of 10,000 people. In a puzzle, there are no consolation prizes. There is no second or third, etc. No one's getting even a fucking participation trophy. Because if you weren't part of the elite reptilian squad or team first through that checkpoint, you contributed dick all, which is mathematically worse than fuck all. You might have thought you participated, but you didn't. You did nothing. The point I'm trying to convey through all my ass painery, 1.5 cheeks, is that a puzzle that takes 100,000 people a week to complete is really just a puzzle that takes 20 of the smartest of those people to complete. And as I said earlier, if you need to make a puzzle so difficult that it takes the team who cracked the Zodiac code a whole week to do, you and me, but more you, have zero chance of doing it. So you say help, but that's the thing, I can't. I want to, I would love to, but I can't keep up with those people. There are ways to do player-based wide things like this, but this ain't it. It might have one of the worst communities in the gaming space, but hey, Diablo did something right. Everyone needs to work together and genocide goblins to unlock shit? Cool, because I didn't sign shit at the Geneva Convention, and I can kill a fucking goblin. I can kill 2 even, but not 3. At least not at the same time. They're too fast and they gang up on you. Even though my contribution in the grand scheme of things might be minuscule compared to the army of HIV workers that Elon Musk has imported to level up characters faster than he can kill them, I'm helping. I can see my number being added to the overall score. I want to help. I want to feel like I'm helping. You can't just give me a controller and then not plug it in. That doesn't work after the 4th time because you catch on. P.S. Fuck you, Caleb. You said I could play SoD as a warlock tank. That's what I want to do. I want to be a warlock tank. Why do I have to wait for some of the smartest people in the community to solve the Zodiac cipher before I can tank as a warlock? What fucking sense does that make? I think I can understand why a developer would want to do this. They bust their ass for how many months or years, only for all their work to be consumed in a single day. That sounds like it fucking sucks to me. But think, is it really better for a handful of people to experience a portion of your content for a week, or for potentially tens of thousands to do so all on their own, but in one day? You didn't want everyone to discover the runes on day 1, so you made it so difficult that 99%, and I'm undershooting this, 99% of people couldn't help solve some of those runes at all. You know, which is the point of the season, the discovering. So my message to all the devs out there is, please, for the love of God, stop balancing shit around the sweats, okay? Tryhard's gonna try hard, and no offense, but they're not the ones that keep your lights on. So fuck them. If they want to blitz through content so fast that they ruin the game for themselves, that is their problem. They're the ones that fuck themselves. Don't fuck us to stop them from fucking themselves. The only way to stop those people is to put the content behind a giant clock. And on the other end of the spectrum, the people that will look it up without trying anything on their own, they will do that no matter what you do. Which, by the way, just again, that was not this situation. It was so hard, everyone had to look it up. But regardless, for those people, that is just who they are. They just have a core character flaw. They were born defunct. You know, if this was Sparta, they would be going over the cliff. That's all I'm saying. So you know what? Fuck them too. Fuck the outliers. Stop balancing shit around the outliers. They're all losers. They're all dweebs. So fuck them. Make your game for the people that actually want to play your game. It's one thing when it's some sort of mount or skin, you know, who cares? Like the WoW secret community. Those things are fine to lock behind some, you know, you have to turn to page 47 of the Da Vinci Code and read it upside down when a full moon's out to unlock whatever. That's fine. But not gameplay, not like the core staples of gameplay. Not the thing that you promised me I could do. You told me I could be a warlock tank. So just to wrap up my ranting and raving real quick, they put some cool shit behind puzzles. Cool, that's fine. They didn't want it to be blitzed in a single hour, so they put it behind something that only 0.0001% of the population could do. That's not fucking cool. In my half-educated, wholly unresearched, but totally correct opinion, the thing that really killed SoD, the main reason why the season of Discovery failed, was that for me, pretty much everyone else, and especially you, if you are listening, this is 100% you, the season of Discovery was really the season of Refresh Wowhead. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Drop a comment below. What was your favorite or most hated part of SoD? If you could like, subscribe, it mean a lot to me. Really appreciate it. If you want to support me directly, that'd be fucking awesome. There's a link down below. Every dono means I get to spend more time making shit like this, so I've got some vids in the works, a lot of gaming, some culture war memes. I've started Twitch streaming, so catch me live at twitch.tv/JohnKirksDrie, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, 5 to 9 EST. I don't know how many times I've fallen, but here I am standing once more. So you know what we do, boys and girls. We fucking go again, alright? New build this time, okay? Running content creator, alright? Might spec into bad influencer late game. We'll see, okay? My name is JohnKirksDrie, or JKD. Peace.